Well, welcome. We're having a great time with this opportunity to share some things from the relationship doctor. Like that new set? Thank you. Thank you. I didn't do it. My team did it. But I want to share something with you that is going to help you as it relates to what we do. And you know what we do, right? What my goal here with you is, and what I hope your goal is with us or with me, is that you connect the dots. If I'm not talking to you, thank you for sharing this with someone that I am. So, who am I talking to? Well, here's the broad. I literally help people love and live, love and live their life's most meaningful mission. So, what is your mission? You got a lot of them. Remember, looking for a needle in the haystack is never what purpose is all about. Purpose is the haystack. So, when you say, I don't know what my purpose is, my goal right here is to help you live and love your life's most meaningful mission. Now, that includes the married people who are in pain. I'll just call them couples who are hurting. We help that. We help with that. Number two, we help with people who are preparing to get married. Now, we mix a lot of different things together to give you that pain relief. Today, I'm talking to ladies again to help you avoid crying at night, specifically about some things your daddy might have forgot to tell you. So let's dive right in. I'm only going to talk about one of them, and I hope it's going to open your eyes to some things. So we're talking about a few things your father forgot to tell you about men. Just a few things. Today, just like three things. And perhaps next week or tomorrow we'll talk about something else. Just depends on how often we put this series together. But here it is right here. You know the adage, right? That a diamond or diamonds are a girl's best friend. You know, there's a reason. There's a reason why girls love diamonds and dudes love dogs. I mean, there is a reason why dogs become labeled as man's best friend, and diamonds, they're not a lot there, but you know, diamonds are a girl's best friend. So let's look at that for a little bit, because your father may have forgotten to tell you about the difference between diamonds and dogs. And I just want to make sure you understand that difference, so that when you go on that date, and if you are a brand new married lady and you're like discovering sights and sounds and smells you didn't think were, well, they weren't there. Dogs and diamonds. Now, I am not saying men are dogs. Please get this. I am not saying men are dogs. I am a man. So I'm not calling us dogs, because man actually is created a little lower, according to scripture, than Elohim. So to that end, that's not where we're dealing. But I am dealing with this philosophical difference. And there is a huge difference between sparkly things and things that need to take a bath. Dogs and diamonds. So let's first deal with, just in general, the differences between men and women. You do know that there are differences, and they are there on purpose. Meaning there's a reason why men marry women and women marry men. There's a reason for that. I never read the book Men Are From Venus and Women Are From Mars, or reverse that, whichever it was, but it sold quite a bit because it was really talking about differences. I want to talk about differences a little bit, diamonds and dogs, because I want you to recognize a couple of different things that you, the lady, may encounter along the way there that you just got to know about. You just got to know. So when you consider that you are attracted to difference, you got to know that going in. You're not attracted to the same person. You're attracted to a person who is physiologically different, which means that they are psychologically different. I'm not saying that men are dogs, but I am saying that men don't really need a lot. That's why men get caves and ladies get houses or lofts and apartments, and the guy gets the corner. And again, I'm not saying set your house up like this, but the methodology is very powerful, because men generally don't need a lot, ladies. You got to know that. I mean, you got on the bling and you're his glory. That's a whole nother subject. And the glory of the woman, in this case, you're dating, but the reality of why you have accessories that are outside. You got things going on that they can't see. Just in your face, you got on perhaps foundation or rouge or eyeliner or lipstick, lip liner possibly. You may even have on eyeshadow. You may have on a whole foundation. Did I say that? I think I did. You may have on a whole bunch of lashes, okay? Whatever else you have noticed. Why? Why do you walk in Macy's and the store may as well be Macy's for women? Because the men's section is so small. Now, I went to one the other day, it was actually pretty large. But generally speaking, women are the ones accessorizing because they're the blingy ones. They're the sweet ones. They're the diamonds, okay, in the sky, in the rough, not really, but they're the diamonds of this relationship. That's the reason why the man walks down the aisle first. You know what comes last? You save the best, right? You're saving the best for last. You don't see a guy walking down the aisle, dum, 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 here comes the groom. It's never about here comes the groom. The groom is inviting the bride into his life, into his garden. And when you consider how that works, specifically between diamonds and dogs, you got to put this thing together like it really is. Please know this. Sparkly things are expensive. Sparkling things are expensive. Do you understand that? My brother, if you're listening, or lady, give him this link so he can watch this and send him to a website later. The guy is inviting into his life the maker of the home. Again, I'm talking about you're dating right now. We're not talking about your husband. If you're married, you already know this, but I'm really talking to folks before they get married so that they won't be shocked, sticker shock, when they finally do get married. You're the expensive one, generally speaking. Now, I know sometimes guys have shoe fetishes and things of this nature, but generally speaking, when that house is being made into a home, the diamond's going to shine, baby. Just get it. She's going to buy this and that and the other thing, and then she's going to change it out. Why? Because she's watching HGTV, and they say change it out. And when she finishes changing it out, I'm talking to the guy who snuck into this call. When she finishes changing it out, she's going to have some girlfriends over, family, and they're going to say, ooh, ah, great. And then when that's done, she's going to go and buy something else. Now, maybe a year later, 6 weeks later, it just depends on the applause. Because diamonds reflect. You get this? Diamonds reflect. It's called fire for a reason. When you look at the brilliance of a diamond, they're checking for the abundance of or the lack of spots, carbon spots they're called. And if the spots are there, it's less brilliant. If the spots are less or far apart, and I'm not a jeweler, so I don't know the technical terms for all of that, but it doesn't have as much sparkle, as much fire. The reason why is because there are some spotted things in the diamond. Well, when it comes down to you ladies, there are things that make you sparkle. And when if you think you're about to go into a relationship with a man and he's going to sparkle like you, it ain't so. He don't need as much. And in fact, you may marry a guy that is very limited with compliments. After all you just did, he's like, that's nice. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying, sometimes this is why this is happening, so that you can know the kind of king you're about to marry, or the king you're looking for. Mainly, that's what I'm really talking to, the king that you're looking for, because he will reveal to you now, before you say, I do, the second date, the third date, the fourth date, whether or not he's even vibing, for lack of a better term, with your design. Because, my dear sister, you are designed to sparkle. You are designed, here you go, to reflect. You are designed to incubate. You are designed to be, as it were, his better half. The half that came second, and the thing that came last is better than the first. Not that men are bad, but you get what I'm saying. When you came, a beauty came that wasn't there. It's just how this goes. And so if you recognize that, when you prepare, as you are preparing for marriage, please don't think that he is a reflection of you. You are really, by design, a reflection or the glory of the man. Now let's go to the dog for a minute, because dogs are a man's best friend, and a bunch of things are happening with dogs these days. Dog lovers, if you're in the house, say roo. Dog lovers all over the place. Had a lot of dogs over the course of life. Don't have any at this point. Busy, and that's why it's a good thing that we don't, because you got to spend time with the dog. You hear that, ladies? Not that your husband is a dog, please. You have to do things, but a dog, in terms of the dog's nature, is just there. He's just looking at you. That's all. He sit there, every now and then he'll move, you move, he'll move. But in the end, I'm saying the nature of the dog is to be loyal. Now, I'm just going to say, you want loyalty more than you want flash, because you're not attracting you. Okay, I'll say that again. See, because some of you just now, I kind of felt that if, when I said that, you're like, no, I want my man to be GQ XYZ. You don't want somebody competing for the glory that you are. You just don't. I'm just telling you. If you do, then you're going to get a good competition and it's going to be crazy in your house. If you're already married, just start praying more, okay? And then that's another video. I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're not trying to attract another diamond. That's why the man's ring compared to the woman's ring is decidedly less blingy, right? Because it's not bringing as much attention to him as it was attention being brought to you, because you're the, if you will, star of the show here. Please get this now. And I don't go with the mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy stuff. That ain't, they get happy. See, because we can't live in this emotional world of constant appeasement. And if I'm happy, then you're happy. And if I'm not happy, I'm making everybody miserable. What kind of craziness is that? Get that stuff out of here. That's not what your sparkle does. Your sparkle doesn't blind people. It mesmerizes, it lures, it attracts. So to the end, back to men, when you talk about the nature of a dog, you're really not talking about the nature of a man. So please understand that. I'm just using diamonds and dogs because the D's rhyme and because women are ascribed to diamonds being a woman's best friend, a girl's best friend, and dogs being a man's. But when you talk about the base nature of a man, generally speaking, he ought to be the kind of guy that has a relationship. Please get this now. Daddy might not have told you this. Your father may have forgotten. He needs to have a prayer life. He needs to have a life with God that can support a life with you. If he doesn't have a life with God, that tells you what he might be thinking going forward now about you, or what he may be thinking concerning you. Diamonds glisten. They come from pressure in the earth. A whole lot goes into pulling a diamond up. Dogs, on the other hand, and I'm not saying, again, men are not dogs. I am simply saying that the concept that I'm talking about here when it comes to dogs is that first they were created. Man was created out of the dust of the earth. And so man is there. Man is generally loyal. And a man that's not loyal is not for you. You got to understand that. If he's Papa was a Rolling Stone kind of guy, then wherever he laid his hat shouldn't be where your home is. It just shouldn't be that way unless you don't understand your design. But I'm not on you now. I'm talking about him so that you can know what to look for. He needs to be loyal. He needs to demonstrate characteristics of loyalty. And here you go. Just asking him about it doesn't prove that it is true. You have to use your intuition. Those diamond sparkly things, they reflect a lot. You should be able to see the reflection of what is in his character. See, the character won't lie. Those brief dating McDonald's moments might, but the character don't lie. Okay, Bones or Smoky Bones or wherever you go, wherever it is that you live, work, and play, and have fun. The point is you have to be an observer of character, because if you're not, you might miss out on one of the most important features that a man should have, and that is loyalty. Check out how he works with his mother, how he responds to his mother. If he's disrespectful to her, forget it. It's time to move on. Let's go to the second thing here. There's a reason why diamonds are a girl's best friend and the dog is man's. And I put here that because dogs have to take baths and diamonds sparkle. I started that a little bit earlier. I'm talking about the sight, sounds, and smells. You know, like a locker room where a guy hangs out is not suitable to the general tendencies of a woman. It's just not. It's a lot of testosterone flying around in that room, right? Because, you know, there's smells, it's smelly, right? Just sweaty. Got to take a shower before they can come see you. But sometimes when they get you, they may not be thinking about a shower as much or a bath or whatever the case may be. And then that might be kind of Stinkyville. And then you like wanted to give up on his loyalty because of the smell or the snoring or whatever the case may be. Listen, diamonds sparkle. Dogs need baths. And I'm not telling you to tell him what to do in that regard. I'm just simply saying there's a physiological difference and an ideological difference. Add that one in there between guys and girls. You may be neat. Now you may have married a neat guy. So give God praise. Okay. I personally am not the guy who drops stuff all over the place, but that doesn't matter to you. What matters to you is what are you seeing? What are you seeing when you come in? Because you are a nurturer, and I'm talking about your dating now. You're not living with the guy and having the benefits of a perception of covenant. I'm saying you are having a good time. You go by, you see his house, his place, whatever the case may be. You see stuff everywhere. Well, welcome to your life. If he doesn't see the value, by the second time you come by there, that house ought to be cleaned up or at least organized. If not, welcome to your life. And please, James Brown style, please, please don't think you're going to change him. Please don't make that mistake. Please save yourself some tears. Do not think you are going to change him. It hasn't happened. And it will not happen with you, no matter how beautiful you are, how kind you are. It ain't going down. So save yourself some energy by asking for God to bring you the kind of man that is more suitable to the things that you enjoy and not just things you tolerate. Okay, does that help? I hope this helps. All right, final one. Again, there is a reason why diamonds are a girl's best friend and a dog is man's. Here you go. Diamonds get upgraded. Dogs don't. You don't upgrade your dog. Because when that dog gets there, he's a member of the family, or she, in this case, he. It's a member of the family. And the member of the family, you're not like, okay, I'm tired of you, Fido. I want Dodo. That's not how it works. You're going to keep Fido until Fido kicks the bucket. But your diamond is going to keep upgrading. Now, I compare that to the capricious nature of a woman. Capricious is changeable. The changeable nature is often hormonal in terms of its base. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just simply saying the reality of the changing of the moods and that kind of a thing is tied to the design in the diamonds of the woman. So if you think he's like that, Roof. He's not like that. I'm not saying he's not fun, but girls just want to have fun. Guys, again, people have made them out to be man cave dwellers. And so they just want to sit there and chill, baby, remote in hand and whatever else they may be doing. Click. And you're kind of wondering, what happened to the guy that dated me? Again, I'm not talking to married women. I'm talking to a person before you get married so that you can know what to look for before you do. The reality of the reason why guys don't change often, one, you can't change him, is because, and I'm talking to the dating crowd here, before you finally make your final decision, before you say I do, that you got to recognize the tendencies are already in place and they are set to the degree that the person is interested in changing. Listen to this quote. Someone made it a little earlier. I did not catch the reference of the person, but listen to this. This may help you. It says, you don't rise or you don't rise. Yeah, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Now, as we get ready to wrap this up, I don't know what your systems are. Systems in this case, the way you process, the way you go about making decisions, the reason that date number one becomes date number two, or date number one becomes the end. I don't know what that is. Again, I'm not talking to married women, not in this conversation. I'm talking to you, the diamond, who is going to marry at some point the man, and you're going to see differences that are completely night and day. Perhaps, I'm not talking about all bad things. I'm just telling you things that your father may have forgotten to tell you. Just a few things. And among those things is men are innately different from women, and women are innately different from men. Nothing wrong with that. So since there is nothing wrong with that, be okay with the process. So when you deal with, you got to know what the future looks like based upon the present actions, because you can't upgrade the dog. You with me? You can upgrade the diamond, but you can't upgrade the dog. And what I'm saying is that, once again, different kind of a slant. You cannot make the man change. What you can do is sparkle. But if your sparkle keeps getting ignored, and if it's ignored in the dating game, trust me, there is likely a worse game waiting where you are completely ignored, and then that starts pulling upon appetites And you don't need those things to occur. So your father may have forgotten a few things to tell you about, guys. And I'm going to end this with some good things. Dads are, I mean, husbands, men are the bomb. They're awesome. You know, they are awesome. They were here according to scripture first, not because they were better, but because of the role they would carry and the responsibility that they would shoulder. So making a place for the woman meant that the man ought to go first. You got to check those things out, meaning making a way. Now, if he's walking through doors first, getting in his car, you get your door, you might want to check that stuff out. He just may not have been taught those things. You may have to ask him, what happened to chivalry? Or if he doesn't know, you know, he ain't dealing on that level, you know, it would really be nice if you opened my door for me. Get your own door. Next, you got to check this out, trying to stop you from crying at night. I hope this helped you. Did this help you? Good. There's more to come. Just a few things that your father may have forgotten to tell you about men. We'll see you the next time we get together as we continue the training to help you reign without tears. See you soon.